Robin Lundberg here with NFL legend J.J. Watt, who is investing in the Burnley Football Club along with his wife Kealia. And, you know, J.J., you said it was due to boredom, but there's got to be more than that, right?
There's a little more to that. I mean, we played it up a little bit, but it's I've been very interested in the Premier League since 2010, 2011, and obviously my wife being a professional soccer player, there's a lot of connections there, and so we wanted to get into ownership, and we've been looking for a long time for the right fit, and Burnley turned out to be the right fit, and we're very excited to be on board.
What do you think that entails for you behind the scenes?
It's going to be a lot about sharing Burnley's story with the world and trying to do a weekend to get Burnley. Burnley's an old mill town. The club was founded in 1882, and the people there are so invested in the club, and they live and die with every single match. So we want to help tell that story to the world and show the world why Burnley's so special.
Do you have a message for those fans who may be skeptical?
Oh, absolutely. I understand why you'd be skeptical. I mean, I'm an American football player coming into Burnley and asking you to trust me. So it's going to take some time, and we're going to have to prove to the people that we're here to try and tell their story to the world in the best way possible. And we're going to do that through hard work in the community. We've already visited the food bank and the local charity and the government officials. We want to ingrain ourselves in that community so that we can earn that trust. We don't expect them to give it to us.
Now, you know, I saw Ryan Reynolds come up. Do you have a message for him, a challenge for him, anything?
No, Ryan's been great. I have to say, Ryan's been great. He's given me advice. He's given me insights into what he's seen be successful, what hasn't, and what he and Rob have built is unbelievable. Wrexham is crushing it. So it's a great model, and it's something that maybe someday we get to see them in the Premier League.
There you go. So eventually there'll be a challenge.
Hopefully someday we have some little side bets going on, yeah.
All right, let's go to American football for a minute here. We are at the stock exchange. How would you assess the stock of the New York Jets right now?
I would say it's trending upwards. I mean, they obviously have an unbelievable defense, but to add a quarterback of Aaron Rodgers' caliber certainly gives them an opportunity to go out there and get it, and also signals to their fans that ownership is serious about going after a title. So I would imagine that the vibes around the city are pretty good for Big Green.
Yeah, he was there at Madison Square Garden for the Rangers game, for the Knicks game. Was it sort of surreal seeing Rodgers in New York?
It's interesting, that's for sure. Especially, I grew up in Wisconsin, so I know plenty of Packers fans back home that have mixed feelings right now. And I think it's going to be fascinating to watch, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more primetime opportunities for the Jets this year to do that.
He didn't give you a call, did he, to try and coax you out of retirement?
No, I'm done. Everybody knows I'm retired. I'm good.
All right. So what if Aaron Rodgers did hit you up, though, on the text or the call? What would you say to him?
I'd say I'm great. I'd say, you want to come to a Burnley game?
All right. How about the other team in New York, the Giants? Who do you think has a better season, the Jets or the Giants?
That's a great question. That really is a great question. I mean, the Giants had an unbelievable season last year. Dable obviously did a great job with that team. Who has a better season, the Jets or the Giants?
You got to give me an answer.
I know I have to, and I know I'm going to piss off half of New York, which is not what I want. I'm going to go with the team that had success last year. I'll go with the Giants again.
I just saw Jordan Love signed a new deal with the Packers, short term. I think it's 1 year.
Okay.
What do you make of his situation? He's been sitting there waiting and watching, trying to get a chance. How do you think he'll do?
I'm excited to watch it. I think that it's a fascinating situation, especially from a business standpoint for the Packers, because they have a guy who potentially could be their franchise starter for years and years to come, but they don't know for a fact. He obviously showed out very well in the game he played last year. It just comes down to if he can do it long term, and I think it's a perfect opportunity. He learned, he watched, he grew, and now he gets to go out there and prove it.
Now, the Texans, obviously, you spent a lot of time there. What did you make of the big moves in the draft? I mean, they really went all in.
I mean, I think the Texans' offseason's been unbelievable. From hiring D'Amico Ryans to the draft that they just put together, they're clearly signifying to their fans that they're making a concerted effort to go out there and win, and that they're back. And so I'm really looking forward to watching them succeed.
How about the Cardinals? You know, a lot of questions about Kyler Murray coming off injury, the coaching change, everything. What would be your assessment of Kyler Murray, where he's at in his career right now?
I mean, the Cardinals have obviously had a bit of a tumultuous last couple months. There's no doubt about that. What I want, I mean, those are all my teammates, my friends. Everybody in that building is my friends. I want to see them succeed. I want to see that whole building succeed and have success. So I'm rooting for them hard.
Now, as far as what you're doing right now, I know you're on the golf course a lot.
I'm trying.
You know, are you trying to, eventually crack the PGA Tour, maybe live,
I'm trying to crack 100. That's what I'm trying to crack. I don't think I'm headed to the PGA Tour or live anytime soon. I go out there and I golf with Rahm, and I watch him, and I'm like, you can beat me on 18 when I play 9. It is unbelievable how good those guys are.
You know, that's an interesting thing, because golf is a different sort of game, right? Where, football is explosive, it's kind of obvious what's going on. You said you play with Rahm. What is it about him that you see that goes, Oh, well, that's different.
That's what's so frustrating. Is like I consider myself to be a pretty good athlete. I mean, I've played in the NFL for a while. I go out there, none of it matters. It doesn't matter how strong I am. It doesn't matter how fast I can run, how high I can jump. I take that club and it slices to the right every single time. And then I watch John step up and just dead straight, dead straight, dead straight. So I get more frustrated, which if you're a golfer, you know that only hurts your game. And it's just a cycle of not good golf. But I would love to get good at it.
What happened with you and J.R. Smith? He had to rescue you from a sand trap?
Yeah, JR's a good man. He came to my rescue. It was a long story. His ball went in the bunker. I was trying to save it. Long story short, I ended up face down in a bunker and J.R. Smith was pulling me out. Never thought I'd say that sentence in my life.
Yeah, never thought you would be rescued by J.R. Smith?
No, never thought J.R. Smith would be pulling me out. Never thought he physically could. And to his credit, he then raked the bunker right after. He's a top gent.
And in this instance, he knew the time and situation.
He knew it all. He knew it was a perfect assist, yes.
Taylor Swift, a big fan, obviously you are.
Yeah.
Who would you say is the Taylor Swift of the NFL right now?
I mean, I would say Mahomes is probably up there in terms of just what he's able to do, what he's accomplished, and the trajectory that he's on. He's done an incredible job. He's a great guy, and they're having a lot of success up there in Kansas City.
Is there anything you could say about Mahomes that hasn't already been said? That's always what I struggle with when we're talking about guys like that.
He's frustrating to play against, man, because he's so good and his arm strength is so good, but he sees the field so well. The thing about Pat, from my perspective, so I'm a defensive lineman, chasing after Pat, his arm strength is so strong that he'll just keep backing up, and he can still make any throw on the field from 20, 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So I'll chase him, but he'll just keep backing up and then throw a dime, and all of a sudden Kelsey's wide open in the end zone, and you're like, what? You don't even know what happened. So I give him a lot of credit. He's done a great job.
How does Kelsey always get open,
know.
even though everybody knows he's the guy?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Every time I turn around, he's wide open. I say, what happened? What happened here? It's unbelievable.
Have you and your brother ever thought about putting a podcast together to maybe challenge the Kelsey brother?
We've talked about it. We see the success they've had, and they did do a very good job of it. My brother and I have talked about it, so it's hard when you're an active player, and I actually talked to Travis about this last week, because now that I'm retired, I can do whatever I want. I mean, I'm not winning and losing every week, but if you do a podcast and you lose that week, you have to still go on and talk about random things, and all that's going on in your head is, I just want to get back out there. So I'm trying to convince TJ, but we'll see.
What's the pitch been?
I haven't had a successful one, so I'm working on it. I think I think we can be funny, and that's all I've got so far. So I'm working on it.
JJ, really appreciate the time today. Good luck with the Burnley Football Club.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.